Hey guys, I have some exciting news. Where did I put it here? My desk is a bit of a mess, going through truck specs. Got the order board. Oh, here it is. So, this is gonna be like Tech Tuesday, but it's not Tuesday. And this might release on Thursday, so I'd call it Tech Thursday, but that sounds kind of lame. So, a couple interesting facts. One I touched on in my video that I released yesterday on Tuesday, because today is actually Wednesday, and I'll probably release this on Thursday. Just regards to how a Peterbilt is built, because when they say it's built from the ground up, where does that come from? And I'll show you where that comes from. But first, some exciting news. Peterbilt now offers truck care extended coverage for wiring warranty only. So if you would like to have your chassis wiring covered, but you don't want to get your full basic coverage, you don't have to pay for the full basic. So if you would like to go chassis wiring only for an additional 2 years, all the way up to, let's see if I can show you this here. It starts out at 2 years, 160,000 kilometers. You know, basic is 1 year's 160,000 kilometers. And it goes all the way through 3 years to 4 years, right up to, holy cow, 5 years. Now this is exciting. And well, I was gonna say it takes a lot to get me excited, but it really doesn't take that much to get me excited. So we can go up to 6 years, 600,000 miles. So 6 years, 960,000 kilometers for chassis wiring. Now, chassis wiring, what does chassis wiring? Well, I can put forth a spreadsheet, but that's all the wiring going to your DEF system, your DPF system, wiring going to your ABS system, traction control systems, taillight wiring. Yeah, fantastic. So what does it cost? Well, according to this sheet, let me just grab you guys here. According to my sheet, we are looking at 6 years, $2,513 US to $4,000 Canadian. And then of course it changes for all the different levels. So maximum is 6 years, 960,000 kilometers, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, nowadays with all the new electronics, wiring is probably the biggest bugbear that can cause hours to add up in a truck shop, you know, with no real result. I mean, if you have a blown turbo or something like that, it's easy, you know, yep, go through the troubleshooting, it's the turbo, you know what to replace, you know you got to replace the turbo. Wiring can be a little bit of a tricky one. And nowadays with everything being so high tech, wiring warranty, fantastic. Awesome, 2 thumbs up from Peterbilt. So that is big news. If you're buying a new Peterbilt and you want to get some wiring coverage, we now have it. And it's a great value. I should add that the cheapest wiring warranty, for just wiring warranty, $801 Canadian, $498 US for 2 years, 2 years, 160,000 kilometers. So, and just out of curious, since I'm talking numbers, if we want to go 5 years, if you don't put on a lot of mileage, so if you want to do 5 years, 160,000 kilometers, what would be normal? I'm going to call, say like a logger application, 5 years, 480,000 kilometers, $2,000 Canadian, or $1,255 US. Absolutely great value. One wiring harness could be $3 grand. And in 5 years to not have to worry about anything electrical, fantastic. So let's go out and I'm going to show you why a Peterbilt truck is built from the ground up. So the Peterbilt truck, everything on a truck is actually measured off the bottom of the frame. So when they do their layout, essentially they're built from the bottom up. So I'm going to grab my jacket, grab a tape measure, and take you outside and show you how that is on an actual truck. So just wait right there. I'm going to grab my jacket and a tape measure. Okay guys, I got my trusty tape measure, my little orange one. So let's go take a look. And I'll show you what the difference is between a truck that's built with an 11 5/8 frame versus a truck that's built with a 10 3/4 frame. So being that everything is built from the ground up, they go off the bottom of the frame. So in my video on Tuesday, and I apologize for the wind, but I touched on the fact that the crane truck only has single exhaust because it's an 11 5/8 inch frame rail. And the reason why Peterbilt wouldn't do dual stacks on 11 5/8 frame rail is because there wasn't enough room for the exhaust to go under the cab. Now, of course, we all know that the driver's side stack, I'm just gonna tread lightly here because it's icy, but it is melting. So, yeah, we all know that the driver's side stack now is non-functioning, but with this is a crane truck, so it is 11 5/8 rail. So if I put a tape measure on it, let's come here, there we are. Yeah, 11 5/8, it basically looks like almost 12 inches. And if we go to the back of the cab, let's measure over here. Now we are sitting at 5.5 inches. So that one's 5.5 inches, and we're gonna go over here to this other one and measure the difference on it. So let's go take a look at this blue 367 set forward. Now granted, it's not a sleeper truck, but it's gonna show you some differences. So now this one, it has the 10 3/4 inch rails. And now this isn't an exact science because it's a day cab instead of a sleeper, but you are 6 inches. So that's where, you know, they say a truck is built from the ground up. Well, it's actually built from the bottom flange up. So everything on this truck, let's take a look at one more thing. Look at where your fuel tank strap is. So you'll see it's probably down, I'm gonna call that about 1/2 inch. Yeah, I'd call it 1/2 inch. Maybe a little more than 1/2 inch. And we'll go back over to the ultimate crane truck. And I'm probably gonna get a little flack from that, but you know what? I truly believe it is the ultimate crane. The ultimate crane truck. And we'll measure fuel tank on this one. So being that the trucks are built from the ground up, this one is 2 inches. That's probably a little easier there. A little less. Be like 1 3/4 inches. So everything on a Peterbilt chassis, and I'm pretty sure some other ones could be the same, but the bottom flange. So everything off the bottom flange of your frame is built up from there. Your cross members, your fuel tank mounts, your cab. So the cab actually, it seems like it's a little lower on an 11 5/8 frame, but it's actually the frame is up a little taller, which is why, like in my last video, I said you couldn't get driver's side exhaust on 11-inch frame rails because there wasn't as much room to go over top of that frame. Of course, now the exhaust doesn't do anything, so maybe I could convince him to let me do it. And in fact, I think back then we were able to get an OAR to get driver's side exhaust non-functioning. Maybe that's where they got the idea of non-functioning exhaust. But that was on some quad trucks for Quesnel that Paul Boyko built. Interestingly enough, we had them stretched out for 2 bundle, which is why we went with the bigger frames. But anyways, if you ever wondered about that, now you know. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day. That is my Tech Talk Tuesday. Maybe on Thursday, we'll see. That's it. And with that, this vlog is over. Cheers.